So here's a question for you. Have I ever made videos which I completed but never released? Yes. But what were they and why were they never released? Well, let's talk about them. So one of the interesting things about, kind of building up a following and having a large channel is you kind of get better at assessing what you should and should not talk about. Watch me say that and then get cancelled a month later. No, but what I mean is you kind of get a feeling for what is selfish to talk about and what's actually useful for people. A general human being that appreciates having, respect and attention could talk about themselves for all day, every day. I mean, what do you think this channel's for? But on the main channel, it's not really relevant. It's not necessary. It gets in the way of business. It inhibits growth, all sorts of other stuff like that. But sometimes there are things which are important to talk about. So for example, the NFT video or videos. It's highly relevant to the community. It's something that affected me. It's something that I thought people should be made aware of. It's selfish in the fact that it's about me, but it's okay, it crosses that threshold where it's okay, I know this may step in the way of business, but I feel like people should know about it. So there are a bunch of other subjects that you think that, okay, well, I want to talk about this, I want to make people aware of it, but it just doesn't cross that threshold. And sometimes I feel confident enough to make videos about them, and then I edit them and I sit there and I'm like, no, it hasn't, it's not enough. So there are a few videos which are just kind of sat there and haven't really been published, or they hit different parts in the process. Sometimes they'll be scripted, sometimes recorded, sometimes whatever. And there have been a few which I've forgotten about, which have fell through the cracks, but easy ones to remember. So there's a follow-up video to the NFT one where I talked about, my artwork being kind of taken and uploaded as NFTs. I got a really positive response to that video. It was really lovely, got lots of nice messages. And then shortly after, I recorded a follow-up, which is basically just a thank you video, just an appreciation for all the nice messages I got. But I edited it, I sat there, I watched it, and it felt fine. But having a look at the channel, I looked at the channel page and thought, well, do I need to upload it? Really? Do I said thank you to people individually. Do I need to say thank you generally to the audience? No. So then I just deleted it. Well, okay, I didn't intend to delete it. I held on to it for a while. I kept watching it and I was I just don't feel the need to put it out. And then a little while ago while I was cleaning out my hard drive, I think I deleted it without even realizing it. So it's gone. And most of the time I make videos, there are significant parts of the videos which get taken out, especially if they're discussion related. Now, I'm not talking about these second channel ones, but again, on the main channel, everything is so highly edited that minutes and minutes of content gets removed from a lot of them. And again, go back to that NFT one, because that was the most contentious one. I was so nervous about putting it out. I got other YouTube creators to watch it before I did it, just in case I said something stupid. But I removed about 6 minutes of talking from that video before it got uploaded. When you look at that video, you watch it back, that first one, not that second one, which was much more aggressive about Blender artists having their artwork stolen as well. I'm usually much more aggressive in defending someone else than myself. But if you have a look at my original video, it's so diplomatically calculated. Even this section called I Don't Understand, where I kind of started to be critical of the technical structure of NFTs. I said this to people, I can't give too many points, because if you're too forward with it, people perceive it as an attack, and if people perceive something as an attack, they don't listen. So a ton of much more opinionated content got removed from that video. There are much more innocent videos. So for example, on this second channel, there's one sitting in the list of videos which was never released, which was just me asking for your work for me to take a look at and critique, I guess, but have a discussion about, just in case people wanted to get feedback. But I put it out thinking, hey, I can put this out in case I'm ready to do a series like that, but I just wasn't confident enough to start it. But I kind of want to, but I just feel if it's the same thing, it might get a bit boring for people. But I kind of like to get some people's community work involved. So I guess if you want to send me your work for me to have a look at, I can do that. So yeah, there's a few videos like that sitting around which have never been released. I don't think people necessarily realize how much content just sits there or is removed. In a way, I guess it's like a music artist, right? You hear about musicians making albums, they're oh yeah, I removed 5 songs from this because they just didn't fit. It's kind of like that. What else fell through the cracks? Art breakdown videos. I've had lots of recording clips for art projects and time lapses and stuff, but I just never turned them into videos because I thought they'd be too boring. I've got a lot of scripts kind of sitting around for videos that I've never felt confident enough to make. There's just a lot of stuff which never makes it to the surface, but I guess that's just part of the creative process. I guess the point of this video is just to let you know that yes, not everything gets made. We had a discussion recently about perfectionism, and it's not even just about perfectionism. It's not about having the trouble to complete the project. It's about getting part of the way through it, looking at it and going, do I really need this? Will people actually watch it? Well, people will watch it, but is it necessary? Is it going to help the business in any way? In the past, I've had some people like that have felt entitled over my channel, which really annoys me. Where they're like, hey, you need to make a video about this like world event. You need to make a video about this and the other. I'm like, I don't need to make a video about anything. I don't even let myself talk about my own selfish problems on the main channel just when I feel like it. It has to have a reason to be there. There's an audience involved. I don't want to offend it just by shoving stuff in its face, although I do feel like I should be allowed to talk about certain things if I feel like it's important enough. There are also like animated shorts which never got finished. So I think I have files for those laying around somewhere as well. I think there's a whole Blender Nest episode which didn't get uploaded because it just wasn't good. It just turned into like a random personal discussion between us. I don't think there were many of us involved anyway. But yeah, I think there's just a lot of recording clips just sitting around which will never get used, and eventually they get deleted when the hard drive gets like cleaned up. So yeah, I mean, I do try and make an effort to save some projects, like some video projects. I'm pretty sure for like the LiDAR video, it was like the first video to hit 1 million views. So I have all of the original recording files for that, because I was like, just for the sake of making a shrine, like a digital shrine to it, I will keep the entire project. Talking about shrines, I'm looking at my 100k plaque shrine, which I'm not going to show you because it's surrounded by like cuddly toys and random like junk, but I'll grab it. Come to Papa. Ta-da! So yeah, a lot of stuff gets lost in the process. But I guess that's also one part of like kind of, you know, building up a following. You learn who actually gives a damn about what you think. Because, you know, a lot of people come to your channel not for you, but for the content, obviously. You know, people don't need to care about you. They don't need to care about your opinions about anything. Like, why do we think that we can impose our views on people? It should just be about the content. And with the main channel, I look at that and I think, well, there's a general feeling I want people to take away from this. I want excitement, inspiration, like the feeling that people have picked up something and they're excited they can do something with the new knowledge. So sometimes those videos that get made and not released, you look at them and you think, well, do they contribute to that feeling? Do they inspire people? Nope. Are they getting people excited about a new technique or something? Nope. Is it like a cool resource which could help us make money and help them make projects? Nope, not really. So, goodbye. It's probably worth noting that I will break that rule in the future, inevitably. So yeah, I guess this video is kind of pointless, but maybe you found it interesting. Thank you for letting me waste your time. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.